Another eventful week in Washington. President Trump insisting he's, quote, not going to bend on his tariffs despite tumbling stocks. A new Quinnipiac University poll finding that 54% of registered voters disapprove of the president's handling of the economy.
All of this amid the threat of a government shutdown with a midnight deadline fast approaching. Joining us now is ABC senior White House correspondent Selina Wang. All right, Selina, let's just get right to it. How possible is it that this is actually going to become a shutdown?
Yeah, Eva, I mean, it always comes down to the wire, but it looks like we're going to avoid this shutdown. It now appears that Senate Democrats are going to work with Republicans to keep the government open. But this is a major reversal because Democrats have been arguing that this Republican-written bill empowers President Trump and Elon Musk to continue to slash federal government spending without approval from lawmakers. But Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, he says that allowing the government to shut down would be even worse, giving the Trump administration even more power, for instance, allowing them to furlough workers without the promise that they'd be rehired.
So, Selina, with all of this economic uncertainty, walk us through the president's latest tariff threats.
Yeah, DeMarco, I mean, the stock markets have been tumbling. Investors are clearly rattled, but President Trump is plowing ahead. And the latest target of President Trump's trade war is not ideal for any of us. He is going after your bubbly and your Bordeaux. The president is now threatening massive 200% tariffs on all wine, champagne, and alcohol products from the European Union. Now, that could significantly increase prices of alcohol in this country. It's unclear exactly how retailers and distributors would try to absorb the cost of that tariff, but it could potentially increase. A $50 bottle of champagne could increase that price to up to $150. But right now, guys, it is just a threat. And let me just quickly walk us through how we got to this point. So on Wednesday, President Trump imposed 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports. Then in response to that, the European Union retaliated with tariffs on $28 billion worth of American goods, including American whiskey. So this latest escalation is in response to that threat, guys.
Goodness gracious. It keeps going on and on. Selina, we also have to talk about the war in Ukraine. I know that they are trying to work out a ceasefire deal there. Where does that stand?
Yeah, so there is a ceasefire deal for 30 days, a temporary one that's been negotiated by the United States and Ukraine that is currently on the table. So the ball right now is in Russia's court. Now, Russia's Vladimir Putin, he is not outright rejecting that deal. He says he broadly agrees with the idea of a temporary ceasefire, but he has some tough conditions. And that includes taking back territory seized by Ukraine in Russia's Kursk region. It also includes demands that in any pause, Ukraine cannot rearm, retrain, or remobilize troops. Now, sources close to Ukraine's leader Zelensky say that Putin is essentially making impossible demands to try and drag out this peace process as long as possible. We are hearing from the Kremlin, though, and they say that a conversation between Putin and Trump is necessary, but no timeline set yet on when that conversation might happen, guys.
All right, Selina, let's bring it back home now. Two federal judges in Maryland and California have now ordered the Trump administration to reinstate thousands of fired government workers. But you're also learning about more federal job cuts?
Yeah, DeMarco, so we are seeing the courts push back. The latest is that a federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to reinstate 20,000 workers that they've fired. The judge is saying that the mass firings were illegal since the administration did not follow the rules or give advance notice. The judge is also saying that the argument that these workers were fired because of poor performance is simply untrue. But this is just temporary relief for these workers. The Trump administration can still fire workers if they do follow the rules. And in fact, I'm learning from sources that right in the middle of tax season, the IRS is planning to cut 18,000 workers by May 15th, and that the United States Postal Service is also planning to reduce its workforce by 10,000 workers, guys.
All right, Selina Wang for us there. Thank you so much, Selina. I appreciate you.
Good to see you.